As part of our Creative Classrooms programme, we've made a two-part series that documents the journey of Benton Dene Special School. In this film, we look at how their teaching team plan and adapt the curriculum to meet the needs of their pupils.
Our vision and our ethos is very much child-centred. The children have particular needs that we need to meet. Those could be to do with fine motor skills, gross motor skills. It could be to do with emotional regulation. Being able to access a lesson and learn could take an awful lot of motivation, a lot of helping that child to feel confident and safe and secure in a classroom.
The main annual creative project that we have at Benton Dene School is our Key Stage 2 musical that we put on. It takes up a whole term, it's the spring term, and it's very much part of our curriculum. The reason we did was because it was drawing on all of the curriculum areas, but it was giving us sort of like a meaningful, purposeful reason for doing the music and doing the composing and the singing and all of that. So we didn't really know what we were going to do, we didn't know how it was going to work, but we knew that it had to be very child-led. We wanted to get the children's inspiration and ideas right from the very start. And this year we said, right, let's do our own story. Let's just draw on our own knowledge of story writing and fairy tales to do our own. So this time the hook was a carpet that I brought in to school with just a little rug, put it on the floor, hoping that they might have some wonderful ideas, and almost straight away they said,
we imagined if it was a magic carpet, and we also think if it was, we were thinking of where would it go.
So straight away I'm thinking, right, this potentially could be a story. So again, where do we go on our magic carpet? A bit of role play, a bit of drama. And inspired by that, they came up with these wonderful ideas of what was going to happen on their adventures, and writing all these ideas down. And now I can see where it's going to go, what adventures they're going to go on based on their own ideas. Well, we're lucky in that we have our PPA time together. At regular intervals we will get together and talk about curriculum planning.
I think talking about planning for a show that's on stage, it gives them a lot more drive and focus in why they're creating paintings, why they're creating models, why they're creating props and masks and t-shirts. It gives them the opportunity to have a product to work towards, to produce something, and they have a lot of ownership. They have a pupil voice really in how and what they're making. They make the decisions as to the content and what they're going to make. Perhaps they might say this character needs this particular prop, so we will help them to make it. And the sets that we're making as little models and the set design that we're exploring, that can be explored early on in the term before we've even really come up with some of the ideas for the scenes and what those backgrounds might be, so that by the time we're ready to start actually making some little models that we might use to project on the back, we've actually got the skills developed. The children are a bit more comfortable with what they're doing, they've got the idea, they've got the concept, so that they can then just develop more of the actual ideas. And I find that that's more purposeful. It also seems to feed into a little bit with the planning this time. I think that when we've been looking at paintings and talking about paintings in our art lessons, we've been looking at atmosphere and mood in a painting and how the artist has used colours to communicate the mood. And then we're also using a green screen technique, because when the children are on stage, it's quite difficult to get the amount of artwork and preparation and props that they might have done in the art and DT lessons leading up to it visually represented. Some of the children in our school aren't always that keen to get on stage and prefer to be behind the scenes. So we felt that if we could somehow give them more of a presence on stage through the props and the backdrops, and if that was electronically projected, so photographs of their paintings or photographs of their models or films of their models as the background, and we would be able to say to their parents and to the audience that this is what these children have done, even though they're not actually acting on the stage.